Well, it's not known how long Mr Welby will remain in post, but the process of finding a replacement is likely to take at least 6 months.
It's going to take a while, isn't it? 6:38. John joins. An inspiring story for you now, because an actor who overcame a stroke to star in the West End production of Les Mis has shared his story in the hope of encouraging others on the same difficult journey.
Yes, Adam Pearce is one of more than 1 million stroke survivors in the UK, and he's taken part in a film to raise awareness of the challenges that affect patients, as Chrissy Reedy reports. Incredible recovery he's
Really
had,
is, yeah, and dead inspiring to other people as well. Just after 6:45, Carol's had to go hide.
The Russian spy might finally have been solved. The white whale raised much speculation after swimming up to fishermen in Norway wearing a harness 5 years ago.
And now a marine scientist who was working in Russia at the time has told the BBC that she is certain that it escaped from a Russian military facility. Our environment correspondent Jonah Fisher has been investigating.
I think they get itchy feet quite a lot of the time, those two, don't they?
Now, it's 7:26. Maybe too early for us to be thinking about Christmas.
No.
I dread to say the word, but for anyone planning to buy advent calendars or chocolate Santas, could higher cocoa prices mean we're going to be paying more this year?
Yeah, when chocolate gets expensive, that's when we've really got to worry. But what an incredible story. It's a sad ending.
I know, but fascinating.
Yeah, and you can watch the full documentary.
How many people are there?
I don't know.
And how many hats? How many bobble hats and anoraks?
And I know this... Yes. I'm just going to not say anything. No. They look like they're having a brilliant time. Cold to be out there,
Let's hope they see it.
Yes.
And I love the fact children in need benefit too.
Yes.
Everyone's a winner.
A little bit of charity. It's funny, isn't it, how we are seeing more unusual birds across the country now. That is definitely happening.
We've got the headlines for you at 7 o'clock. But first, let's get the news, the travel and weather from our teams around the UK. See you in a moment.
John Kay and Sally Nugent.
Hello there, morning. Here are headlines today.
Now, the government says it is urgently working with the NHS to ensure that physician associates are supporting and not replacing doctors.
We've talked about this a bit recently, haven't we? Yeah. This comes after a group of consultants and doctors say lives are being put at risk by the increased use of physician associates in hospitals and in GP surgeries.
Now, it has a wave pool 3 times the size of Wembley football pitch, and now Europe's largest inland surfing resort is open for business. It's in Edinburgh.
It is?
No. It looked very, very chilly indeed there.
Samples to dramatically cut down delivery time and help patients avoid long waits.
Following successful trials, the initiative is now being launched at a trust in London, allowing drones to fly from one hospital site to another. Our health editor Hugh Pym has more. To our main story now, and there are calls for more senior members of the Church of England to face questions about what they knew about the prolific child abuser John Smythe. Mr Smythe subjected around 130 boys and young men to physical, sexual and psychological abuse. Yesterday, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, resigned over his handling of the affair. In a statement, he said, "The Macon Review has exposed the long-maintained conspiracy of silence about the heinous abuses of John Smythe. When I was informed in 2013 and told that police had been notified, I believed wrongly that an appropriate resolution would follow. It is very clear that I must take personal and institutional responsibility for the long and re-traumatising period between 2013 and 2024. The Archbishop of York, with whom he worked with closely for many years, told us why it was the right decision for Mr Welby to resign. The first cases of abuse by John Smythe at Christian summer camps were in the mid-1970s. By the early 80s, church officials were informed that there was what the report calls an active cover-up. In 1984, Smythe carried on his abuse in Zimbabwe and then South Africa. We know the Archbishop of Canterbury was definitely told by 2013, but the abuse continued and was eventually exposed by Channel 4 in 2017. Smythe died in 2018 without ever facing justice. This latest review highlights 4 current serving bishops who knew about Smythe's behaviour, something many in the church say needs to be addressed. Story.
Really is.
Yeah, coming up to 20 minutes past 6. Let's have a look at this morning's news. If you want a really clever, intelligent
We have a lot of clever dogs here on the programme.
We do, don't we? Yes. Apparently, the best dog to get is one with a very small brain. They're the cleverest. in proportion.
Small brain?
Yes, in proportion to the size of their body. So, in tests, Dobermans and Rottweilers scored highest for trainability and for short-term memory features, even though their brain is small compared to their body. So bigger brain dogs, for example, Pomeranians, Yorkshire Terriers, Chihuahuas, maybe not so clever.
So does that mean a clever dog is a dog that obeys or is
Trainable.
clever enough to argue and do its own thing?
I've never met a dog that can argue. But actually, no, that's not true, I have. I've met some very, cheeky dogs in my time, but yeah.
You know, yesterday morning we were talking about bike safety.
Yes.
And the police were warning people not to go out tracking their own
How to
bikes
lock
if
your
they're
bike,
stolen.
double
We had a
lock your bike.
demonstration here in the studio. Well, our colleague Faisal Islam, the BBC's economics editor, was on the Today programme yesterday morning. They were talking the same thing, and he revealed that his own bike had been stolen and that he'd been able to watch it and track it on his phone going around Acton Park Royal and Shepherd's Bush in London. But then he put out a warning on Radio 4. He said, whoever did take my bike from Shepherd's Bush, I'm just warning you, the bikes are rubbish. The brakes are rubbish.
The brakes are rubbish.
Yeah. If you've got Faisal's bike, let us know.
And also, I wonder what the likelihood is of him getting that bike back, because according to the story that we did yesterday, it's not particularly great.
And they were saying it's more reliable to get it back if you take it into your own hands, and very few prosecutions from the police. And the Daily Star is reporting that they've got proof that the Loch Ness Monster will be found in the next few years, along with other dinosaurs
proof
in the sea.
Proof that it will be found, not proof that it exists.
Yeah, well,
that's a different thing. Proof that it will be found.
It's because you've got a big brain. 23 minutes past 6.
I don't know if I have, actually. Now, awarded for their dedication to the cause, the three dads, you remember them, we've had them here on the programme, Mike, Andy and Tim, who became friends and campaigners after losing their daughters to suicide, have received their MBEs at Windsor Castle.
And among the others receiving honours presented by Prince William, also ex-Scotland international footballer Graham Souness, another friend of this programme, who you'll remember Relay Channel swam, raising millions for those suffering from a rare and painful skin disorder. Alison Freeman was there. Oh, wow. I mean,
what a day.
I mean, it's so sad in some ways, because it's a day that none of them, and Graham, ever would want to have happened, and yet, you know, so well-deserved. So and it's good to have that recognition. I
was just going to say, it's gorgeous to see them being recognised for all the hard work. And I know, particularly with Graham and the three dads, we see them, don't we, doing, like, stuff with us on the television, but they, away from all of that, they are working a lot behind the scenes. There's a lot of hard work that goes into those campaigns. Three dads, one footballer. Well done all. Now, how does jumping on a plane to Australia and leaving your children behind for a few weeks sound? Brilliant. Colleen Rooney, who's been confirmed... Then. Can you imagine? Yeah, let's go. Colleen Rooney, you will have seen in the papers, she's been confirmed as one of this year's I'm a Celebrity contestants. She said, though, she's feeling a bit anxious about leaving her 4 boys, maybe Wayne as well, at the home. 5 boys. And so she's gone to some, I think, quite extraordinary lengths to make sure they're OK while she's away. Have a look at this. I'm just thinking, how long is that kitchen going to look that clean? Do you think it'll look like that when... Well, it's not known how long Mr Welby will remain in post, but the process of finding a replacement is likely to take at least 6 months. It's going to take a while, isn't it? 6:38. John joins us.